Hi everyone, welcome back to another new weekend episode from DGMZ. For all our returning viewers and subscribers, welcome back. We are so glad you can join us again. And for the new viewers, we are very happy that you have discovered us and you decided to explore the podcast. As always, for the new viewers, I would highly recommend that you access the introduction episode because that will give you a good insight into the motivation and objective behind this podcast. For your awareness, we currently have two playlists. One playlist consists of these weekend episodes where we pick one ghazal at a time from Diwaan-e-Ghalib and go through personal impressions of the same. The second playlist focuses on other topics. Still, sorry, still around Urdu poetry, still with reference to Mirza, but not the ghazal impressions. So do explore both the playlists and access episodes which interest you. If you like the content, my humble request that you click like. If you want to know about our new episodes and as and when they are posted, do click subscribe. And last but not the least, if you know a fellow Ghalib fan or someone who would enjoy this content or enjoy listening to it, we would really appreciate if you could share the channel or the podcast playlist via your social media. All this only if you want to. So today we are going to get into Ghazal 12 from Diwaan-e-Ghalib. This one is a short ghazal, two couplets, and so basically, as always, I will read the entire ghazal first and then we will get into the impressions verse by verse. So this is how it goes. मतलब अर्ज किया है. Sarapa rehn-e-ishq-o-na-guzir-e-ulfat-e-hasti. Sarapa rehn-e-ishq-o-na-guzir-e-ulfat-e-hasti. ibaadat barq की करता हूँ और afsos haasil का. ba-qadr-e-zarf है साaqi khumaar-e-tishna-kaami भी. ba-qadr-e-zarf है साaqi khumaar-e-tishna-kaami भी. जो तू दरिया-ए-mai है तो मैं khamyaza हूँ sahil का. I laughed when I was reading the first line. I didn't mean to. Usually when I'm reading the ghazal, I want it to be perfect and devoid of any additional impression. But I was like, this word is just not ending, right? So Sarapa, and then the whole sentence is a word. rehn-e-ishq-o-na-guzir-e-ulfat-e-hasti. पूरा एक word है. And I was like, oh my god, talk about a word complex. And I have shared my impression, my understanding of this unique quality Ghalib had about word complexes in the introduction episode very well. So if you want to access that, feel free to. But yeah, this is a big word complex. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in it, connected by connectors, right? So let's get into it. When I actually make notes, I really have to, it's like a mathematical equation where you have to break word by word. I mean, I'm not able to show it on the camera. The camera is too far. But yeah, it's like this plus this plus this. So it's going to be interesting. Let's start. The first verse. Sarapa. So that's the only small word in this sentence. So let's get that out of the way. Sarapa is head to toe, wholly, fully, entire body, or just entirely, completely. So Sarapa is something in totality. And here it specifically means completely head to toe, or in totality from head to toe. Now let's get into the word complex. rehn-e-ishq-o-na-guzir-e-ulfat-e-hasti. So we'll break it into two. First, we will tackle rehn-e-ishq. Rehn-e-ishq. Rehn is being pledged, being mortgaged. जैसे कि किसी चीज़ से आप बंध गए, किसी चीज़ की उधारी की सिक्योरिटी हैं आप, या किसी चीज़ के लिए आप बंधक हैं. एंड देन इश्क. सो इश्क का बंधक, इश्क का बंधक, प्लेज टू लव और प्लेज्ड इन लव. सो सरापा, हेड टू टो, प्लेज्ड इन लव. That's one part of it. So Ghalib is saying, I am head to toe pledged in love on one hand. Now let's see what's happening on the other hand. Other hand is, on the other hand, we have na-guzir-e-ulfat-e-hasti. So इसको भी दो में ब्रेक करते हैं. पहले उल्फत-ए-हस्ती. Ulfat is love, fondness, passion. For hasti, hasti is your being, your existence, right? So love for your existence, love for yourself, self-love, love for your being. And उसमें फिर एक word जोड़ा है na-guzir. Na means not. Guzir is remedy, prescription, medicine, cure. So na-guzir means no cure. So on this hand you have no cure is by extension incurable. On this hand you have this incurable love for your being, your life, your existence. So Ghalib is saying, almost as if there are two parties. There are two parts of me, and one part is completely from head to toe in totality pledged to love, and then there is this other part which harbors this incurable desire to live my life, be myself, indulge in my existence. And he's saying this is the dichotomy, this is the stalemate I'm stuck in. Because, and of course in the second line we will get more details, but just sticking to the first line, these two things cannot coexist. These two things cannot coexist. Because either you pledge yourself in love to someone, or you keep nursing and indulging in this incurable love for your existence. Let's get into the second line. ibaadat barq की करता हूँ और afsos haasil का. I worship. Ibaadat is worship, and usually in Urdu poetry it's love that is so intense that it becomes worship. So by extension it is love. So ibaadat barq ki karta hu, I'm in love, I worship the lightning. Barq is lightning. Or afsos haasil ka, and yet I have this sadness for the produce. And we will get into the impression which will explain this further. So ibaadat barq ki karta hu, I'm in love with lightning, I worship lightning. But then on the other hand, I have this sadness afsos, sadness for the produce, for the crop, for the field, the lightning strikes. Because of course the lightning, when it strikes, it will destroy. It will destroy the crop, it will destroy the field. Interestingly, हम लोगों ने अभी हाल ही में गज़ल 10 कवर की थी, एंड उसमें जो उसका सेकंड पार्ट है, पार्ट 2, उसमें एक शेर है जिसमें ये डायनामिक बताया गया है बिटवीन लाइटनिंग एंड द ग्रेन or the granary, right? And I think it's the 6th couplet, and this is how it goes. मेरी तामीर में मुजम्मर है एक सूरत खराबी की, हौला barq-e-KHirman का है खून-e-garm दहका का. So if you want to access that, do access that episode. In that I go into the detail of the relationship between lightning and a grain, a crop or a produce which is ready, harvested, right? So without repeating all that, for today, it suffices to say that once your grain or your harvest is ready, right, it becomes very dry. It becomes very dry. In olden times, lot of processing of this ready to harvest grain included thrashing that grain on the floor, which used to produce static electricity, because that grain was absolutely dry, and it used to produce static electricity. And also when such grain was stored in the granary, even there it was always it was always at a risk of being hit by lightning, because of course lightning gets attracted to inflammable things, right? Dry trees, dry grain, dry crop, dry fields, right? So that is the dynamic which Ghalib uses in many of his ghazals, and that's exactly what he's using here. That you cannot fall in love with the lightning and then feel sad when it strikes the field or the crop in the field and destroys it. You cannot love lightning and hold its destructive aspect against it. You have to love it in totality. You cannot say that I love the show and the display and the flashes and the magnificence of lightning, but I don't love the part where it strikes and destroys. You have to love the lightning with all its beauty and destruction. And that is again a concept which Ghalib brings again and again in his poetry. Don't go on picking and choosing what you love about someone. You have to love the whole package, and usually the package will come with negatives. And if you are the type of lover who feels love for that person when the positives are on display, but then kind of shuns them away once their negativity and their destructive tendencies start coming to fore, then according to Ghalib, you're not a true lover. So बहुत प्यारा शेर है जहाँ पे गालिब बहुत क्लियरली ये बात अपने बड़े यूनिक अंदाज में कह देते हैं कि या तो किसी से प्यार कर सकते हो या अपने आप से प्यार कर सकते हो, चूज कर लो. ये आप उनसे भी प्यार करेंगे और अपने से भी प्यार करेंगे, ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, मुनासिब नहीं है. क्योंकि अगर आप उनसे वाकई में प्यार करते तो फिर वो प्रायोरिटी लेंगे, और अगर आप अपने से प्यार करते हैं तो आप प्रायोरिटी लेंगे, क्योंकि प्रायोरिटाइजेशन करना पड़ेगा। इसलिए इसीलिए वो बोल देते हैं कि सर से पाँव तक अपने को मैंने प्लेज कर दिया है उसको इन लव, और इधर कहीं अभी तक हार्बर कर रहा हूँ ये सेल्फ लव, जहाँ मैं अपनी भी ज़िंदगी जीना चाहता हूँ, अपनी ख्वाहिशों को प्रायोरिटाइज़ करना चाहता हूँ, अपने तरीके से चीज़ें करना चाहता हूँ। एंड कितनी प्यारी तरह वो फेस कैप्चर किया है गालिब ने, जब यू आर वीनिंग ऑफ योर सेल्फ from things that were important to you and kind of latching on to the things that will now be important for you and the person you love. वो एक फेज़ है जहाँ आपको कॉन्शियसली छोड़ना पड़ता है prioritizing of yourself, and you have to slowly start moving to a place where your priorities will now not be only for you. The priorities will take both you and your lover in account. And then, of course, the lightning and the crop example is perfect for it, that if you love the lightning, stop lamenting the loss that happens when it strikes. बार बार ख्याल में, नथिंग टू डू विद द गज़ल, पर ख्याल में आ रहा है तो शेयर कर रहे हैं. एडवर्ड सिजरहैंड्स, राइट? आई मीन, if you are in love with a person who has scissors for hands, well, get ready to be cut. Get ready for nicks and cuts and bruises. Some of them will be minimal. Some of them can be deathly, lethal. But you cannot fall in love with someone and then उनकी जो इतनी prominent aspect है personality की, उससे आप shy away नहीं कर सकते, उससे आप बच नहीं सकते. You will have to embrace it. You will have to embrace it. Okay, moving on to the next sher. ba-qadr-e-zarf है saaqi, khumaar-e-tishna-kaami भी. ba-qadr-e-zarf, पहले इसको अनपैक करते हैं. So the amount, right? The amount is ba-qadr-e-zarf hai saaqi. So the amount I can hold is per the ability of the vessel that is holding it. And this will probably not make sense in bits and pieces, but once we tie it all together, it will. Moving on, khumaar-e-tishna-kaami bhi. So khumaar is intoxication. Tashna is thirst. अपना हिंदी का वर्ड है तृष्णा, उसी का ऐसा लगता है similar root. So yeah, tashna is thirst, longing for something, pining for something. And kami is again love, right? So this intoxication caused by the love for thirst. And thirst is symbolic here. It means, like I said, longing, unrequited, right? So what Ghalib is trying to say here is that, and saaqi बीच में है इन दोनों चीज़ों के. Saaqi is the cup bearer, right? So what Ghalib is trying to say is the amount you can serve in the cup, the amount you can serve in the cup will be matched by my intoxication for thirst, or my intoxication caused by my love of thirst. By extension, you will not find me shy away saying, bas, 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 ho gaya, bas, ho gaya. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I've come here to drink, right? And I will, my thirst will surpass your ability to quench it. My intoxication caused by my love for thirst will surpass your ability to serve me. I will always want more than you can serve me. And this is when you're sitting in a mekhana, right, in a tavern where uh, the supply for alcohol is endless. Endless. To sit in that place and tell the cupbearer who is serving you that I will surpass your ability to serve by my fondness for thirst. And then the second line just adds another layer to it. जो तू दरिया-ए-mai है तो मैं khamyaza हूँ sahil का. And yeah, so let's do the approximate translation first. जो तू दरिया-ए-mai है. If you are an endless sea of intoxication, by extension alcohol. Actually, literal translation is alcohol, by extension intoxication. So if you are an endless sea of alcohol, by extension intoxication, I am the expanse of the bank that runs along you. So you are this sea of alcohol and intoxication. I am the bank that is running along you, keeping you contained. Keeping you contained. And of course, literal translation से तो साफ ऐसा लगता है कि बात शराब की हो रही है, मैं की हो रही है, पीने की हो रही है. बट अगर आप इसको एक्सटेंड कर दें तो this is also about his beloved and love. For Ghalib, both the things were intertwined. Love led to drinking. Drinking was probably a manifestation of the love, the unrequited love. So you cannot disconnect both. There will always be a symbiotic dynamic going on between the two. So अगर आप उस नज़रिए से इस कपलेट को देखें तो ऐसा लगता है कि Ghalib is saying to his beloved that there is never a possibility of you giving me something that I will not be able to receive. There is never a scenario, there is never a situation where you, in your intoxicating presence, right? Now that intoxicating presence can sometimes cause a havoc, sometimes cause a magnificent experience, sometimes destruct, sometimes construct or reconstruct, however that may be. But in all your presence, in all your manifestations, there is nothing you can bring that I cannot embrace, that I cannot contain, that I cannot hold within. And again, the same symbolic extension that I will always thirst for you more than you can quench that thirst. I will always want you more than you can give of yourself to me. I will always want more than you give. And that is his own unique own unique style of saying this love is endless, this acceptance of you is endless, this ability to um, what would that word be? This ability to almost absorb you inside me is endless. It is endless. You can bring anything to the table, good, bad, ugly, and you can bring it in any amount. You can bring it in any intensity. But I am that bank. I am that bank running along you that will absorb it all. We know that, especially around the sea, right? Uh, but any big water body, the banks hold the sea in. The sea can rage and it can cause, it can be as angry or as violent or as destructive or even calm, right? No matter what, no matter what facet of the sea is in play, the banks contain it. They hold it. They hold it in, they hold it within themselves, and they take the beating if there is one coming, right? But still, they will hold the sea within. They will control all its uh, manifestations and all its different forms. And I think that is the type of love Ghalib is trying to capture here, that I am your bank, right? You can rage and you can get violent and you can sometimes be calm and soothing, no matter what you do. I come to the table with the ability to hold you in, always keep you controlled. And here, I don't think Ghalib is trying to prove as if he is this nothing can touch me, nothing can destroy me, nothing can shake me. That's not the stance he's taking. That I am the bank who is stronger than the sea, and the sea can try as much as it wants, but it cannot shake me. No, that's not the stance he's taking. The stance is that of a very protective, all encompassing love, protection, that no matter what happens to you, I will hold you in, protect you, contain you. You will never, you will never run short of this boundary around you that will keep you safe and cool and protected. At least that's how it comes across to me. Like I said, उसका जब आप लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन करते हो तो बात साकी से हो रही है, कप बेरर से हो रही है, बात पीने की हो रही है, कैपेसिटी पीने की जो है उसकी हो रही है. बट एक्सटेंशन तो होगा, एक्सटेंशन तो होगा, क्योंकि ये जो पीना है ये कोई आइसोलेटेड इवेंट नहीं है. इस दिस इज़ अ सिम्टम. प्रॉब्लम कुछ और है. प्रॉब्लम कुछ और है. प्रॉब्लम वो अनरिक्वाइटेड लव है, जिसके दुख और तकलीफ को झेलने के लिए, सहने के लिए ये करना पड़ा है. Like I said, staying true to the spirit of the podcast, I only share what I can understand, what I feel. Of course, that might not always be accurate, that might not always be complete, but hopefully, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ पोर्शंस, इफ नॉट ऑल, से आप रिलेट कर पाएंगे. So that brings us to the end of this ghazal. Again, a quick one. And next time we are going to get into ghazal number 13. इसमें 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 शेर हैं. So yeah, finally we are back to the longer ghazals. लास्ट 2 बार से 2 कपलेट्स की गज़ल मिल रही थी. Okay. So I look forward to getting into Ghazal 13 next time. Love and light to all of you, and thanks for watching.